The toolpath I have on the screen is a traditional roughing toolpath. If I just simulate this very quickly, let me press play, you will see that I have a large step down. Now this tool is capable of cutting with a large step down, but unfortunately that will leave large steps on the part that will have to be rest roughed off afterwards. PM2012R2 has a new function called StepCutting. This will allow these steps to be machined within the same toolpath with the same tool after each major step has occurred. So I'll just let this simulation complete and then we'll modify the toolpath to include step cutting. So we can see that there are a lot of terraces, steps remaining after this has been cut. So I'm going to abandon that view mill simulation and change the toolpath to include step cutting. So if I just look at the settings on the toolpath, we've got a new option, step cutting. I'm going to recycle that toolpath and switch it on. Now my major step down is 6 millimeters, as we can see here. But in step cutting I'm going to reduce the steps to a 2 millimeter step down. If I want, because I'm cutting less depth of material, I can also increase the feed rate to have a constant volume removal rate. Here I will define the maximum feed rate I would like this tool to go in this material. So let's calculate the new toolpath. So now we will have intermediate steps. And if I take a view mill simulation of this, let me switch the tool on and play. So the first thing we do is to cut the 6 millimeter depth, full depth of cut. Take off the full terrace. Now after this layer has occurred, power mill will step upwards. Upwards is more efficient than downwards. We already know that this tool is capable of taking a 6 millimeter depth of cut in this material. So you will see very soon, again, here's a 6 millimeter depth. Now it's stepped up by 2 millimeters to cut some of that terrace off, and it will step up by a further 2 millimeters in a moment. There we go. And the same on the other platform. Once it's completed, it will go back in to the full depth 6 millimeters and complete that layer. Let me switch the tool off and replay. So it's cutting the 6 millimeter depth, then stepping up in increments of 2 millimeters. If I just abandon that view mill simulation, take a closer look at this toolpath, right click, and I'm going to look at the drawing options. And I'm going to display the feed rates. And there we can see that the blue areas, which are the large 6 millimeter depths of cut, are 2000 millimeters per minute. But as we step upwards, here it's seen clearly, so the first cut 2 meters per minute, then we step upwards and the feed rate is increased to 3 meters per minute, and we step upwards and the feed rate is increased to 6 millimeters per minute, 6,000 millimeters per minute, sorry. So we've reduced the terraces and we've made the toolpath more efficient by increasing the feed rate for each step up.